It's all I wanna do. Believe, believe, believe. It's all I wanna do. Believe, believe, believe. It's all I wanna do.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another broadcast. This time, we're live on the Telkom Gaming YouTube channel, and well, of course, Mike Extremes joining me this evening for a fantastic Premier League game between Energy Esports Heat and Pulse Gaming Shock. Mike, your thoughts? How do you think this is going to roll?
Well, I think it's going to roll great. I'm really looking forward to this. I don't think anybody's really seen too much of the Premier Division this year, so it's actually great to actually get to spectate a game, let alone cast a game. All eyes have been on the Masters, and rightfully so, but there's teams that are as good as the Masters guys playing in Prem Division, and I don't think they should be forgotten about. And I think tonight's a great opportunity to see this top of the table clash between these two teams. And I think we're gonna have a really good game in our hands.
Well, I honestly, I agree with you there. I think it's going to be fantastic. Look, I mean, a team like Energy Sports, they've definitely kind of gone through the years of being a top-tier team. And of course, now they're playing in the Premier League here with Pulse. And Pulse also a team, obviously, you've got history with them. That's also another thing to consider here. You know, Pulse, a fantastic team. Knowing their performance at DGC last year, getting into the top 8. Energy Sports, I think they made it to grand final, if I was not mistaken. That was
indeed
between them and Bravado. So I think we're going to have quite a good match-off here between the two teams. I think definitely looking at both teams' strengths, I think looking at Shock playing on Mirage, it's one of their favorite maps. I mean, we're not saying that this is the actual map, but hopefully we'll see them play on it. Energy Sports also, going back a little bit, they do tend to choose the conventional maps like the Infernos, the Nukes, Dust 2s. Obviously, Inferno not being part of the map pool, if I'm not mistaken anymore. They've included Nuke now. So, I don't know. It's going to be a very interesting one to see kind of like where Energy is going to shine, what they have been practicing. We haven't been following them, actively. So, a lot of things could have changed. I mean, obviously the lineup still stays the same. We've got Custom, Tuckbook, TC, Nefon, and Zio, who are all great players. They recently played at the Copenhagen Games as well, where they played against some really good teams and didn't do that well, but I mean, obviously a big learning curve for them as well. That all being said,
and
your
that
take.
being said, a lot being said there.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't know where to start, man.
Yeah, there's so much. There's so much like to catch up on, really, when it comes to the energy side.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Energy players have all been playing CS for a long time. I recall 2013, I think Nefon was an Energy and TC was an Energy. So I think TC's always been in Energy, actually, whereas Nefon's been around. He's been with DC as well, a couple other teams. But yeah, there's a lot of experience in these guys, whereas by contrast, Pulse, on the other hand, a lot of the guys only started playing CS last year. Or possibly the end of the year before. Just so the viewers know a little bit, I used to be in the starting lineup for Pulse. I played with them at DGC when we finished 7th, 8th, equal with APG. So, definitely in your first year CS, that's pretty good by any means. But that still being said, that lack of experience that they have has bit them a lot in the past. And I mean, when I was in the team, yeah, it's happened, and even recently, but. The players on Pulse's side, while viewers might not actually know them too well, there's some pretty good players there. You got Aeon, the in-game leader, also a pretty good fragger himself. Asperity, who would generally he's generally going to be the sort of T side AWP, and you've got Z Hunter, the CT side AWP, and Ulki's kind of more of a, how shall I say, clutch sort of player, and think it's Sir Steve. I'm forgetting their names on Eastern team. What is this? Sir Steve, who's kind of an entry fragger sort of player. I mean, it's very hard to describe. Pulse's setup is a little bit weird, so you can't really say any one player is an entry or a lurk or whatever. But I mean, I think you could say the same about Energy, because if you come back to them, I mean, their players are pretty versatile. They don't fulfill the same role every round, with maybe the exception of Zio generally having the AWP in his hand. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's a bit of a different, you know, sort of heads up way of playing. I mean, it's actually a very international style of play, if you want to say anything along those lines. And speaking about internationally, things didn't work out for Energy so well last time they went over, but they've definitely got a ton more experience than the Pulse guys. So I would favor Energy in this.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's definitely like a kind of like an agreed thing between the two of us here. I think a lot of the viewers also will be kind of shouting for the Pulse side here, and then likewise also for the Energy team. What I would like to see though come out of this game is specifically how is Pulse going to deal with the team like Energy being such a strong side. Both teams have not lost, if I'm correct, in the Premier League at the moment. So it's going to be tough. I mean, it's going to be tough for the Pulse side, and I'm going to be honest here, it's not going to be easy for Energy either. I know that they've possibly been scrimming against some of the Masters teams. But irrespective of that, I think still, like you said in previous casts, Pulse, they scrim a lot against DC, so they also get their strength there. It's going to be, I think this is going to be a case of individualization, really, like or individual plays or individual skill that's going to kind of shine out here. If there's some decent individual performances from both sides, we're going to have a really close game.
Yeah, I think it would also come down to the map pick as well, because I mean, depending on the maps, some maps really do favor that individual style of play, whereas some maps are a bit more, I guess you could say they're a little bit less open and therefore kind of favor a more sort of slow, methodical kind of approach. I mean, a map like Mirage would be a sort of a case in point. Whereas if you look at, like, for instance, Dust 2 that they're busy warming up on at the moment, Dust 2 is a very skill-based map, and it's, there's not a lot of strategy that you can pull out on Dust 2. And, that definitely suits individual players. Talking about Dust 2, I don't know if you saw NIP winning in double overtime versus Team Liquid just a little bit earlier. I mean, and that was a situation where I think the score was 13-2 after the first half. CT side for Liquid, and I mean it ended up with NIP winning it.
Well, if you look at the ESL Pro League at the moment, have you seen the amount of upsets that's happening there? I mean, OG beating
the day of the
Luminosity.
Upset, you could really say Luminosity going down to G2 on train.
Sorry,
I think
G2.
it was.
Yeah, and OG beating Astralis. There we go. I mean that
Optic,
was also
you mean,
well, Optic Gaming, OG.
Oh, OG, okay.
Yeah.
OG.
But yes, it's like you said. I mean, it is actually a tournament of upsets at the moment. I mean, I'm sure the guys that are kind of gambling on their favorite teams to win there, aren't having the best of time or best of a time.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Well, at least there's no Virtus Pro and Navi for you to lose money on, right?
Yes, definitely. I mean, do not bet on Virtus Pro. That is just kind of like the saying that goes around. So I understand it, and obviously, betting on these games is always fun. It should be done in kind of like a fun way, and I see some of the guys are quite serious about it, and I'm just like, nah. I'll bet my little 50-cent item. There we go, and like be cool. But yes, back to your point though, like on this Dust 2 map in particular, yeah, it can kind of swing either way. Like you said, with Liquid actually going into overtime on this map against NIP, that was also very, very interesting to hear, because I haven't been following it or following that match in particular. I followed the two previous ones.
Sorry, my TeamSpeak just bugged out there for a second. Sorry, viewers. I'll do something to make amends. I'll do some hype or say somebody pooped on somebody or something for you guys to make up for that moment of silence.
Oh. Let's have a moment of silence.
Yeah, well,
Kind of call it out.
there's lots of death going on in this game, so I mean, maybe that's what we need, more silence, right?
Oh. Well,
But
look,
anyway,
I mean,
coming away from talking nonsense, if we look at the matchup that we got right now, a lot's going to come down to the map vetoes and kind of who gets kind of their favorite map and what that decider map is. I think most people would favor it to be a a 2-0 to Energy, just based on the fact they don't know much about Pulse. I would be the devil's advocate here and say don't be too quick to write off Pulse, because they're a great team, very tactical team, and a very different sort of style of team to what you see out of a lot of the top CS teams in South Africa, which tend to be a little bit more sort of skill based, sort of puggy style of play, whereas Pulse is a very tactical team. So it's very much a clash of styles. It's like what you'd see if you looked internationally and saw Navi playing against Fnatic, for instance. That kind of difference. Of course, I'm not calling Pulse Navi by any means, but it's just like a contrast in style. So depending on the maps they get, I mean, it could either really favor Pulse and sort of work to bring them back into the game, or if, for instance, Dust 2 and Train gets played, say, for instance, it would really favor an Energy, because they like those maps. They're a little bit less heavy on the executes and a bit heavier on picking aim duels. Whereas a team like Pulse, they're going to want to play something like Mirage or Overpass. Those are the maps they'd want. I don't think either of the teams is going to want to play Nuke, because Nuke's just so new. Guys don't know executes. I mean, we saw the other day when we casted the Flipside game, the guys just didn't really know anything about smokes or anything on the map. Both teams are playing it very puggy. I doubt either of these teams would pick this.
Yeah.
I do think Pulse will probably look to ban out Cash. I think it's not a map they're very comfortable with. So if anything, they're going to look to ban that, depending on what Energy ban. Because if Energy, for instance, don't ban Nuke,
Wow.
then well, that was quick.
Yeah, Pulse
yeah.
completely just like destroyed Energy in that knife fight. So good
Hashtag
start for them.
teamwork, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, never go full retard and cast the knife round, right?
Well, look, I mean, some casters do like to cast it. I prefer to cast a knife round from time to time. It's quite a big occasion, really. I mean, you get to pick your sides then and eliminate your maps and go through the veto process, and obviously winning a
Okay,
knife
there we
round.
got veto already, minus Nuke.
Yeah, looks like Energy's not really comfortable with that Nuke then. So this is going to be interesting, though. I want to see actually what type of map is going to come out. That's
I predict Cash, yeah. I think
Yeah.
it'll be Cash for them, except if perhaps I mean, I think Energy's pretty comfortable on Cash as far as I know, so I don't think Pulse would risk leaving it in there, because it's not really a map they play.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, I think well, Cobble, it looks like it might actually be going
What
straight
on
through.
earth?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I think look, I'm assuming it's going to be Energy's map pick first off, and then we'll have Pulse picking the second one, if I'm mistaken. I'll just have to go quickly for the Premier League. I'm assuming it's the same as the Masters here, but I might be wrong.
They're also, as far as I know, are the same.
Okay. Well, look, I mean, Cobble's going to be an interesting one. I think just looking at kind of the team, well, sorry, at both teams, I think the likes of Energy is going to possibly take this one. I think they'll probably take it, I wouldn't say convincingly. I have seen Pulse play on Cobble, and they are very strong on it as well. Although I am keen to know what the actual maps are, so I am trying to find out quickly from the captains, or one of the captains at the least, like what are the rest of the maps. I mean, Cobble.
Yeah, I've messaged them as well. It's just so the viewers know, it's a GoTV thing. Like we're quite a bit behind what the live feed actually is. So if they change the map before it's gotten to that point in the GoTV demo, then we don't actually get to see it, which looks like what's happened. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, we're just waiting for confirmation from the captains, bearing in mind that they're probably in like round 2 or something by now, so they might not be able to answer just yet.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, look, I mean, these two top teams, of course, this evening, both of them Premiership teams, right on top, haven't lost a game, either of them. So this is going to be quite a close one here between Energy Sports and Pulse, of course. I think a lot is on the line here, and this could be the, like you said, when we spoke last night, it is actually a decider match, or potential decider match, actually, between these two for the top spot of the Premier League.
Yes, indeed. Well, I mean, if you look at the log right now, I mean, it's still early days, but both of these teams, with the pedigree of actually being sort of top 8 finishers at the Do Gaming Championships, they should theoretically be able to kind of hold on to dominance here, in the actual Premiership division. I don't think, if I'm just looking at the other teams that are there, the only other guys I'd really say are a huge threat would probably be Psycho Pandas and maybe Ventus. But both of those teams have been beaten by Pulse already. I'm not sure who Energy's beaten. I think they might have beaten DC Academy.
Yeah.
But anyway,
We'll talk about Ventus quickly. Yeah. We might actually cover the Ventus Energy game on Sunday afternoon if they can actually schedule the game quite early before the Masters games that'll take place a little bit later on in the afternoon. That could potentially also be quite an interesting game to watch. Ventus. No, Ventus though have lost against Pulse, so this kind of match here is going to depict what's going to happen on Sunday, in my opinion. I think will very closely depict what's going to happen on Sunday.
yeah, definitely. I think, as we're saying, this is going to be the decider map for this group, but kind of what happens on Sunday is also going to have a big effect on it. DC, I think, are going to struggle a little bit with Pulse. They might even end up forfeiting just due to the fact that Invert was, I think it was one of their players was Vakvand. I can't remember who it was. It wasn't Invert. It was somebody else.
Yeah, it was somebody else. I can't remember.
I can't rightly remember. Apologies, but I'm sure somebody can chime in the chat. I almost wanted to call it Twitch chat, and then I remembered, hey, we're on YouTube gaming tonight, which is great because for once we might not have any technical issues.
Well, look, I mean, it is a bit of a, how do I say, a bit of a proof of concept at the moment casting on the YouTube channel. So there might be a little bit of lag, which I don't think is going to be the case. We were testing it a little bit earlier with 60 frames per second. Let's be honest as well, I did get home late, so it is my fault that we're not seeing it on 60 frames per second.
Just pulling out the excuses, yeah. Everybody
well,
blame.
I have to.
But
be
yeah,
honest.
it looks like we're about to go live. So Cobble will have been the pick of Energy, and let's see how they do. They're starting out on the CT side with Pulse on the T side.
Yep. So Pulse calling the T side there, of course, in the chat, and this is going to be an interesting one as we see them slowly moving up on towards that B side. So we'll probably see 2 or 3 players jumping down on that drop side area. TC waiting with HE. Actually hitting a little bit of damage there. Flash comes out, and a good start here for Pulse as they drop down without losing a single person. But TC is waiting for them at the window side. Tries to get additional support there from Nefon, who does get the pick. End of the day. See Custom coming in.
Tuckwalk actually gets the lurk out there, so
A very, very good player, but Pulse obviously moving in towards the A side now. We've got Custom in the right position, picks off one and gets the support from Zio there. Well, good start for Energy Esports here. 3 still left, and well, 1-0 up.
yeah, absolutely shut down there. I think what really clued in Energy to what was going on was when Tuckwalk found the lurk there, and they realized it was actually kind of a full rotator A through drop. Bit of a sneaky strat there. It could have come off for them, but I think Tuckwalk being able to actually clue in his team and the guys rotating quickly enough and shutting them down.
Having a quick look at Asperity here, he's the one that kind of off to the right hand side towards A. He'll try and see if he can maybe pick off any sort of force play, but it looks like the team is following him slowly but surely. Around here for the Pulse guys. So it's, how do I say, a little bit of a buy here. We've got a Mac 10 in the hands of Steve. And, also armor purchased here, so it's a Tech 9 armor buy, but just E250s.
Yeah, definitely a force buy. A dink coming through actually on OJ there on long, so he's on 20 HP.
Well, look, I mean, it's really dependent now if they actually breach in and get the quick pick. There are 3 guys waiting in that B side area. Keep that in mind. See also here with the UMP-45. Position to possibly take 1 or 2.
Yeah, you can see Pulse is playing it really slowly, playing a very default style, hoping that the guys from Energy are actually going to make a mistake. But now that they've been spotted, looks like they're going to actually rush into B now through long.
Here we go, rush play now from Pulse as they come in. Nice little pick off here for Aeon. TC also in the right position. We'll see Tuckbook coming in for support. Picks off 1. He'll get himself a 3K. Nice little play there from him with the UMP-45. Nevon getting the last frag there, and 2-0 to Energy. Only losing 2.
Yeah, total lineup there for Nefon as well. So the Pulse guys really falling into his hands a bit. Unfortunately, no bomb plant coming out from the Pulse side now in the first 2 rounds. So the money's a little bit tight. They're going to have to save this round. Looks just like a couple of P250s coming through. Z Hunter clearly on 3,000, buying nothing, just looking to save for that AWP in the next round. So it's a bit of a throwaway round. So let's see what they do. Maybe they'll get a kill or 2, maybe get a bomb plant. So bear in mind, this is a very T-sided map. Generally, you'll see like 10 rounds on the T side on this map, in contrast to most of the other maps in CSGO. So Pulse definitely have to start picking up rounds and picking them up soon, otherwise Energy might run away with this.
Really, just their third eco here. Obviously, that force by there not really helping them out at all. But Zio, very, very dangerous with the P250, but gets dinged first. The Glock. The damage not being so much. Now, full eco coming in here from, almost a full eco coming in from Pulse at the moment. They're obviously just trying to see if they can fish a pick off. Pick out. It looks like they're looking pretty strong right now, Energy with the defense. They're keeping their SMGs, so they obviously know that is an around Pulse time.
Interesting they would stick on SMGs actually, because there's some really long-range angles on this map, and you know, for a lot of players, at least having sort of one rifle is always good, just to shut down those sort of long-range angles.
Nice little play down here from Tuckbook. Picks up another 2k there with that UMP 45 after that 3k in the previous round. Here we go, a little bit of push now from Pulse, but not working in their favor as TC comes in, also picks up a 2k. Well, that is a 3-0 here, so we'll probably see the buy come out from Pulse. And what Energy do with that stack of SMGs? Do they keep them?
Looks like they're keeping them. Energy feeling very confident, and rightly so. I mean, they're definitely the higher ranked team here, and you know they're going to look to keep it. They've got a lot of money on them as well, so if they can farm a bit of money, even if they lose the round, they'll still be able to full buy in the next round. Yeah, AK's coming out, so you know those SMGs might be a little bit overmatched. So I think for Energy, they're going to have to rely on getting some good angles and a good read of where their opponents are. Yeah.
We see them out on the mid side coming in towards the low. A nice little play from Takbok. He picks up one, and that's going to help them a lot. Custom also coming in there, burning one and getting a UMP 45 frag. And it looks like these SMGs are just working out for Energy here, really. The confidence definitely high.
For sure. I mean, if you look at those UMP 45s, they actually got excellent armor penetration up close. So it's a very viable weapon, even in a proper buy round, as long as you hold a close angle. And that's exactly what they did, playing to the strengths of the weapon. And probably Pulse over-committing there a little bit in some of the spaces.
See Z Hunter coming in from the side now, taking it very slow. He manages to pick up one, so it's a 2-on-1 right now, and he's not aware of the CTs in close quarters. He's going to try and go down towards that bomb side.
Still plenty of time on his hands, so he doesn't need a rush.
Yep. Well, he's got, look, he's got Zio to contend with that M4A1S, so he could actually change things up specifically for him. I think the UMP 45 from range, he should be able to have the advantage over. Yeah, this one works.
TC playing it smart though. Look how he's hiding and waiting for the bomb plant to come in. So he's just going to come and deny it, stop him completely. Excellent play from TC there.
That scores himself a free AK. Nicely played. 4-0 here for Energy.
Still no bomb plant coming out there from the Pulse guys, so they're going to be wondering what they need to do to actually get a bomb plant here. I'll reiterate, this is definitely Energy's pick. Pulse, I don't think ever really play this map, so not making excuses for them, or am I? You decide.
The question's out there now.
Yeah, X-Files.
Well, just looking at the setup at the moment, it seems like they've got the standard setup where they've got two guys playing in towards the drop side area, or A, and then they've got two guys kind of playing down that catwalk side. And really look like they're getting much of it. I mean, we got a little bit of a force buy coming out again here from Pulse. Grenade, sorry, the armor and P250s, 1 Tech 9. No utility. Gonna bite them a little bit.
Yeah, they're probably looking to keep around 2,000 available so they can buy AKs and some utility in the next round. Probably just playing for a bomb plant, yeah. Again, most of the time being totally unsuccessful, and that's also partially because Energy's not really giving them any opportunities. Energy's playing super passively the whole time, not really pushing, just sitting back in the sites and waiting for them. And kind of the effect of that is it forces Pulse to have to actually run into them.
Nice little AWP shot there from Custom, managing to get hold of Aeon here. So it looks like Pulse is going to be moving in towards the A side area, and the defense is there. And over the SMGs, Nefon getting one from range with that MP7. Nice little play here. Also Tuckhook in there. Oh, nice little spam through the wood there from Custom. So he picks up quite a number of kills. 3K for him. 5-0 here. Energy looking pretty strong.
Yeah, so coming into another full buy for the Pulse side. They got an open Z-Hunt, so they got some good utility. So, you know, we're going to see a pretty even battle here. I don't think we've seen a proper gun round versus gun round. In the previous gun round, Energy actually held on to their SMGs and made it work. You got to kind of ask why upgrade if they work, but I guess it's because they managed to upgrade to weapons for free from the Pulse guys.
We see a little bit of a push here on towards the plateau side. Nice little, there we go. So the AWP battle working out for Pulse here on the start. Z Hunter gets his frag, and now the bomber is leaning towards the B side area. You might see a late rotation in towards A. Nice little spam play there from Zio as well, as he catches A on there with the AK-47. Re-smoke coming in as well, just to kind of secure the area here. A little bit of a problem right now for Pulse. I mean, the numbers are kind of still in their favor. The HP
Crucial
isn't.
frag though there for the energy guys, because that's they needed to get a reply quickly to actually even it up. Because on CT side, when you lose a player early, it hurts you a lot more than the T side. Because as a CT, obviously you have to be spread out across the map. But I think we're going to see a nice little AWP battle here, and
Yeah, Z Hunter getting the pick on TC there. So good start. They can get into the site right now. There's only 2 players or 3 players actually from the CT close proximity. 2 in the drop side area. So we got Zio obviously checking it out with the AK-47. Got Nefon coming in from the drop side. The same with Tukpok, also just helping out with the AWP now. So here we go. Breach play here from Pulse, and nice little defensive play here from Zio as well as he lines them up. Wow! Awesome stuff. Is that the ace? It is an ace. I think he got away with the ace there. Nice.
yeah, absolutely wrecked them there. I mean, they just lined up for him yet again, just getting the one taps. Apparently, we should know him for his one taps as well. Maybe he needs a signature mouse or something like that. But just shutting them down there. It looked like everything was going Pulse's way. They're playing it slowly, and then they just started to rush into the site there, kind of right into Energy's hands.
Yeah, I think they took it a little bit too slow. I think maybe once they got into that position, they shouldn't have lined up like that. Maybe 2 of them should have gone a little bit wider on the plateau side, jumped down instead of coming through that crack. Sorry, that broken wall. But still, very good defensive play there from Zio, picking up that amazing ace. As we say that, here we go. Drop time here for the Pulse guys, and a lot of defense coming in. There's a bit of retaliation here from Pulse as they pick up the 2 frags themselves. Right now, Custom just waiting it out with the AWP. He's aware of another one here. He picks out the 2P250 and gets the frag. That is 7-0 here. Pulse looking in a spot of trouble.
Definitely. Energy is just cruising at the moment, closing out these rounds pretty easily. Most of the time keeping, at least 3 players alive. In that case, it was 2. But, the economy is not looking fantastic. I mean, it's looking okay. You got 11,000 on
Zio.
or Luffy. Who's that again?
That's
I'm
Zio.
forgetting. Zio. Oh.
Loves to change his nickname from time to time.
Well, I mean, he's been the guy doing the big work in actually getting those frags. So he's been saving up some bank. A couple of other players only on like 1,600. So if Pulse were to actually come in with a round win here, Energy might be in a little bit of a spot of bother with the buy. Really be able to drop some weapons the first round, but past that point, they'd actually be quite broke. It's a bit weird if you look at how many rounds they've won in a row. Interesting, you see Talkbox actually got an AUG on him. It's a bit of a COD weapon coming out. He is a former COD player, so I'm allowed to say that.
Well, he hasn't played COD in quite a while, but yeah, COD weapon, or COD-based weapon with that little scope.
I can't help but think that Pulse should maybe look at varying their pace here a little bit, because they're playing very slow, very patiently, and it's kind of not really getting them any information, because Energy are playing very passive, so then we're seeing kind of... Oh, and as I say that, AN actually gets the entry there, and TC catches him completely unaware, but I think maybe they just need to play a little bit quicker, because they're allowing the rotations to come in from Energy the whole time.
Yeah, I agree with you fully. I think it's definitely a pace thing right now, because also we have to consider here that the individual skill between each player from either side, Energy has got the upper hand here. They've got the likes of Zio and Custom that are really top-notch players, and they're just kind of proving it. Custom with the ace there. But that being said,
Running into a stack here at the moment.
a really good amount of spray here. 3K there from Custom. I mean, sorry, they're from Zio. Make it 4.
Jeez, he's just racking up the kills at the moment. I mean,
Easy
it just
pickings.
seems like it comes down to him the whole time, and he closes it out for them round after round.
8-0 at the moment. Pulse definitely in a spot of trouble, really. At this moment, they're going to have to kind of change it up. I think that's the only way they're going to be able to work this one out. Obviously, place their grenades or their smoke grenades a little bit better when they try and get into the side. And if they do that, I think that's going to help them out a little bit here going forward. Specifically those choke points. Getting the choke points smoked off. hopefully getting the entries. That's point number 1 right now. As we get a little battle there between Hunter and Custom with the AWP.
I don't think it's really been a case of them not getting the entries. I mean, they have been getting entries. It's just more a case of once they get the entry, they play slow behind it instead of sort of rushing into a site. And although rushing into a site's a very puggy sort of thing to do, it seems to be what's going to actually work against Energy, because Energy, you know, they seem to almost over-rotate. They tend to rotate all of their players over to site once there's an entry, and you know that's not necessarily the right way to do it. But Pulse is just always committing to that site that they're getting the entry on.
Yeah. See that little cheeky boost there, and F1 getting the frag on Aeon. So that's enough intel there for the team to let them know that, look guys, Pulse is probably waiting on that A side to go for the breach. Very slow player right now. Once again, like you said, referring to more so kind of pushing in, it was more grenade placements with a combination of entry frags that will help them out quite a bit. But go sneaking in slowly. There's quite a stack of them waiting it out, and Custom also picking up the burn kill there. Hulky's with a good response right now, and we'll see TC coming in from the top side. Gets himself
Perfect flash there for him. He's going to close this out pretty easily. Spirity's on really low HP.
Very good play there from TC on the end, and dominating style coming out from Energy on the Cobble map.
Yeah, not much to say about it really. I mean, Energy are just dominating it, and none more than Zio. Zio is just the guy. He's the bank for the team. He's the clutch master for the team, and repeatedly keeps doing it for the team. And I mean, Pulse just don't seem to have any answers. You got to ask, when are they going to maybe pull out a tactical pause or something like that to reassess things and maybe try something a little bit differently. Well, as I say that, they seem to actually be reaching in pretty fast and getting punished for it.
The lineup there, Tuckbook picking up 2 there, and then finally a response here from Pulse, Sperry and Zianton both picking up kills quite quickly. But, well, it's only the 2 of them left. They are below half HP, and they've got Zio, Nefon, and TC to contend with, who are all quite interesting. Zio just kind of watching out that spot, but we've got Nefon there, and of course we've got TC just very sneakily spot once again, so he'll be able to like kind of isolate them down. It'll be very tough right now for Pulse just to get into the site and get the bomb plant, really.
Well, you can just sort of see his head there. I mean, if Spirity was looking at the spot, he'd see him, but...
Oh, look at that. Sneakily picked.
Shut down.
10-0, and Energy eSports are cruising right now on Cobble. Let's have a look at the player scores here. 12 for 5, Tuckbook right up top there. Most of the Energy except Nefon, really. 5 for 4, but he's playing his role. No real reason to criticize him over his score.
Why not? Criticizing people's fun. What casters do, right?
I don't think you can with the 10-0 score, let's be honest. But
well, actually, to be fair, he has some pretty high ping there, so that could also be part of it.
Yeah. But, well, go buy up again here from Pulse, and I'm sure that lose bonus is being used fully from them at the moment. They are going to give another bash here on the B side, but there is a 4 stack on the CT side. Comes to B, going to be very tough for them. A little bit of play there. Nefon getting himself the 1 frag, going down to Z Hunter, and another CT moving into that drop side. We'll see a little bit of play on the plateau here. Maybe Hulkies can pick off Zio and get into the bomb side. Yes, he does. Nice little play. And can Pulse get into side B and get the bomb down as Energy rotates in? TC and Tuckbook just so quick. Rotation right there. And down 1 by 1. We see Asperity coming in, lurking in from behind. Not good enough as Custom also rotates in. 11-0. Energy Sports, well, in a good position. Really, much more I can say.
Yeah, well, if you look at the side of Pulse, the kills are actually pretty even, spread between 6 and 4, so not really much going right there, right for them at all. And in the last few rounds, Energy is also keeping the players alive, building up that bank. It's just absolutely nothing going the way of Pulse. Pulse need to come up with a plan now, and they got an AWP on Z Hunter. They've gotten a few early picks from him so far. So, and also, again, varying the play, playing a little bit closer and committing quite hard to this B side. So let's see if they're able to pull anything out. If Energy's just going to shut them down again.
Oh, there we go. Hulkies, good entry here. B side open, or a little bit open here. Nefon will shut him down there, but good play. Well, not Hulkies himself. He manages to pick up the 2K. I think it was Aeon, sorry, that went down there. And then finally, Hulkies goes down. So Steve around the corner. He needs to work it out. He does. 2K for him, and this
3v1.
looks it's good for Pulse.
Would we see a round coming to Pulse?
Wow. Yes, we do.
Quite
Finally,
a
and
flick there.
a bomb goes down.
And the
Hey.
bomb goes down. Everything goes right for them finally. I'm
Yeah.
gonna send them a congratulatory Steam message right now, because that won't piss them off, right? But yeah, the entries coming there from Hulkies, I think he was really instrumental to actually opening up that round. The two headshots actually opening up the round for them. Aeon sort of giving it away a little bit by just jumping in there without any utility coming out and sort of giving away a kill. So I was a bit worried for them at first. But, you know, the guys bringing it back and actually just shutting it down without losing too many players. Interestingly, looking at Energy's money, they got a player on a 5-7 and on a P90. So despite all the round wins, because they were dropping so many players the whole time, not really able to build up bank on anybody except Zio.
Yeah, and that's that could pose to be a little bit of a problem here for them because I mean, if you think about it now, you know, Pulse takes, let's say, the rest of the rounds here. We got an 11-4 score. It's very unlikely that they'll take the map, but still, I mean, those 4 rounds can prove to be quite brutal. You know, speaking of the NIP Liquid game earlier, that type of scenario it could be possible, but well, we'll have to wait and see.
Still very far from ideal though, because I mean, this map you should be getting anywhere between sort of 8 and 10 rounds on T side.
Yeah.
So if you're not getting that, you're really not setting yourself up to actually do anything, you know, with the game. I mean, in this position, you're going to be on the back foot for, you know, most of the game. So it's very difficult on this map to actually, you know, build up the money on the CT side as we see Custom just shutting down Aeon there.
Yeah. Well,
TC simultaneously actually pushing through and getting the information, so you're going to see a big rotation now coming out from the guys on Energy.
Well, what's quite interesting is this P90 that Nefon's got, and he gets himself a headshot then on Hulkies. Also Zio rotating in. A little bit of a battle here between Steve and TC right now. Does the Tech 9 get hold of him? Yes, it does. Tuckbook also kill the 5-7. Steve is the last one left here. So this, well, is going to go Energy's way, really.
Yeah, a bit of a disastrous round there for Pulse, and they played it really slowly, very patiently, but they weren't able to afford a lot of utility. And by the end of, you know, the actual round, when they're, you know, hitting sort of 40 seconds left, when they needed that utility, they'd used it. So unable to actually block off the door for the cross there, and just leaving themselves completely open to the P90 and the M4 on A site.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to wait and see how this one kind of pans out on the second map here between these two. Hopefully, Pulse actually takes it. Is their map time. But right now, 12-1. Really, really difficult right now for Pulse to get any sort of kind of traction going in. Nice little defensive play here from Nefon as he picks up 2. And he's got the P250 out here. But there we go. Asperity quickly with the response on Zio, who's been quite the danger man in that B site here for the Energy side. Of course, Sir Steve saw getting off that drop area. Custom not trying to peek, or not peek, but like trying to fish for a little bit of a frag there. F1 coming in. Custom also finally getting his little eagle shot. Nice little comeback here from Sir Steve. Just not good enough. The Energy will take the round again. That deep, they're 13-1.
Yeah, so things looking really hopeless here for Pulse. I don't see how they're going to even come close to winning this match with the score as it is right now. And Energy really showing their class as a, in South Africa anyway, tier 1 team. Energy, a lot of people would have expected to see them in Masters, and something, you know, some contractual reasons I gather is why they're not in Masters. Masters isn't actually chosen by who's the best teams. It's more chosen based on like a franchising kind of thing. So, yeah, that I think a lot of people would have liked to see Energy in there, but just Tuckbook doing the work. They're putting down Aeon and actually clipping the other player, Hulkies.
Nice little got there from Tuckbook. 13-1 right now. Energy Sports, like you said, showing their class. And look at this, Z-Hunter snatching himself a quick frag there. We'll pick up the M4. Right now, that bomb kind of lurking in towards the B-side area. Steve and Co, playing on that plateau, but they're not. Sitting in the fire. Not entirely sure why he did that, but Zio will get himself a nice little frag to name. No real response right now here from Pulse. Energy have got the site locked down completely, really.
Yeah, numerical advantage, weapons advantage.
Oh, nice little 3K there for Zio. Duckbook also just kind of doing the hard work on the A-bomb site here with the AWP. Got Z Hunter around the corner at the moment who's trying to kind of pick him off with that deagle. See a little one deagle.
Interesting that he'd be going with the deagle when he's got an M4. Might be out of bullets, I guess.
Case here. Let's see if he can catch himself one. Not going to be the case. 4K there for Zio. Once again, picking up quite a number of kills. And 14-1. Energy Sports chance here for Pulse. Very, very unlikely.
Yeah, I don't see it. I mean, they're going to have to pick up the pistol round and probably the anti-force by anti-eco round as well to have any sort of chance, yeah. But let's see what Energy bring out. I mean, it is their map, so they've probably got a good idea of strategy on what they're going to do, and you know, maybe they're going to pull out something tricky for us.
I'm hoping for it to be the case. Maybe Pulse, you know, gets the pistol round. It's all up to the pistol round right now if they won't themselves in the game. But look, I highly doubt it. Energy Sports looking very strong right now, coming into the drop side area. But there we go, 2K with a 5-7 here from Sir Steve. The range advantage of the USPS there for Asperity, picking off Tuckbook. So a good start for Pulse. They've got the manpower to take on the last two. Hulky's also getting himself one there. Aeon closes it off, and well, Pulse got a small chance here, really.
Yeah, seeing that, I mean, there's not a huge aim difference between these two teams. But what we're seeing is Energy with the familiarity on the map, you know, just able to work together and play situations advantageously. On the CT side, and I mean, we see Pulse there coming out with it, and I mean, if you look at it, pistol round is a very random thing. Often it can just go either way based on some great shots, and in that case, I mean, it really just came down to aim duels and Pulse won it because of the superior range of those USPs. But I mean, I still expect Energy to have some good plays on, yeah, some tricky stuff that should get them over the line, get these 2 rounds that they need.
Well, one of them is specifically the Tech 9 armor buy that we've seen come out now. The Hulkies, of course. Him and Sir Steve, you know, both have rifles, so it's going to be challenging at the moment. But world here for Pulse, of course.
Like they're going towards A through that long side. P90 on Aeon, so not exactly the right weapon for this engagement, this range.
Oh, well, he's in there, thick with it. He's going to get the support now from Sir Steve, hopefully. Comes in, challenges off. Nice little play there from him. Picks up the 2K, and well, Pulse. Long road to go if they want to take this one from Energy.
Yeah, a long way. I mean, Energy are just one round away from basically that would put it at what, 13 match points, 12 match points. So, and it's going to be really difficult for Pulse, but they're starting off, you know, with a good start. Yeah, maybe giving us a little bit of hope. Let's not curse them as casters, because you know, as soon as you say something like that, the team gets absolutely wrecked. So.
Yeah, casters curse. P250 buy coming out here from Energy Sports, focusing on that plateau B-side area, so they're going to obviously try and move into that side as quick as possible. There are 3 CTs waiting for them. Going to be a tough one. Some utility, which they don't have. 1 flash grenade, that is. Aggressive push coming out there from the mid-side, not really paying off too well here, and we see now Energy trying their best with the P250s. Getting the frags all of a sudden. Tuckbook pick up the 2K, so they'll pick up some guns. The bomb will go down. Surprising little round here. Z Hunter, the last one left, and one might not actually work out for Pulse there. I think they just lined up there. Really do much. Pick up here from Z Hunter now on the M4. He's going to try and see if he can sneak in, but it's not going to be the case as Tuckbook takes him down 15-3. Wow.
So there we go, the 12 match points in place now. I mean, I think what really won it for Energy there is the way they sort of hugged the wall there as they came in and closed that distance to actually make those P250s effective. I mean, they had no armor on their players, so, you know, kind of closing those angles. Probably the Pulse guys should have looked to actually get out of there as soon as they realized that the Energy guys were in the site. They needed to pop flashes and just back out and wait for their teammates. But kind of trusting their aim, and I think trusting your aim against Custom and Zio and Tuckbook, ooh, I wouldn't.
Yeah, it's actually it's like betting on CS:GO Lounge. Really, you can't trust any game. And
well, the counter boost coming out here from Asperity and actually putting Nefon down on 24 HP. Also note, there's actually 3 5.7s on the side of Pulse because they're desperate. They got no money. and a glass cannon orb. So see what they can do. No real utility on their side either. So they're not going to be able to shut down this push coming out along with Zio in the Vanguard here pushing into the A side. No real rotation coming out from the Pulse guys either.
Oof. Oh, that little knock there from Custom not helping out Zian to the slightest. We might see a bit of a rotation coming in. The only person around with that 5-7 is Aeons. Energy might not look at the spot. No, they do catch him there. Steve coming in there also with the one frag. So Asperity and Hulky's left against the two, Takpok and TC. Let's see if they can retake the sites and keep the hopes alive.
Well, the 3 HP on Asperity, I don't really see it, but it doesn't matter when there's headshots raining all over.
Hulky's the last one left. He's going to have to be very brave right now and kind of trick them here. He's close by. I don't think they're aware of it. Moving in. Not the one frag. Oh, nice little 2K lineup there for him.
Yeah, Hulky's the clutch master, just actually sneaking in there, coming completely around their defenses. Both of them caught looking the wrong way. And Hulky's actually closing it out and keeping hopes alive. Still 11 match points here for Energy and limited money on the side of Pulse.
As I would say in this case, believe. Let's see.
Hashtag believe.
Yeah, hashtag believe, definitely. I just
Spam
need
hashtag believe in chat, guys.
that. Yeah.
So I just want to see how much power I have over you. That's really the only reason I'm asking you to do it.
Well, look, Pulse now, obviously, they've got a full buy up now. Some decent utility there, except on Sir Steve. Takpok, the only one with an AK-47, so he's going to have to do a lot of work with it if they want to make it count. A lot more utility actually sitting on the energy side, really. So they can get into that site and a little bit of an eco upset here. Well, not really eco. It's a quasi upset, I would call it.
Just flooding down drop and actually shutting down Sir Steve.
Yeah, jeez, look at this. Energy just powering into that B-bomb side. Nothing really stopping them at the moment. And we only see Z-Hunter with the one frag. Does he get himself two? Can he clutch? That's the other question as well. He's not hitting the shots either. So this is becoming very difficult for him as they come out and take him down. 16-4, Energy take the first map. And ladies and gentlemen, we are moving into the second one now between teams. A very good result for Energy, really.
Yeah, Energy actually doing even better than I expected. I mean, I really expected them to completely shut down this map, but you know, they exceeded my expectations there on the CT side. I mean, TC ending on 20 kills, Takpok also on 20, you got Zio on 19. It was just raining headshots in that last round. I mean, 3 headshots within 3 seconds, and you know, that was the end of any hopes Pulse actually had. But I mean, it was like that a lot. We saw a lot of rounds coming down to clutches, and the clutches just weren't working out for the Pulse guys. I mean, we saw the first round they actually won. They forced Energy actually into a bit of a quasi buy because they, you know, or forced buy because they just didn't have the money. But you know, that's how it is. I mean, you might bring it close repeatedly, but if you're not actually able to close it out, you know, the scoreboard still says 16-14. It doesn't say 16-12.
Yeah. Well.
So what we see here is the next map is actually Mirage. That's the pick most definitely of the Pulse side. They're one of the better Mirage sides in South Africa, I would say. You know, at boasting wins over top teams like Defect, DC, XTC. You know, all of these. But Defect is the basically the current APG lineup, if I'm not mistaken. So you know, wins over tier 1 teams, South African tier 1 teams on this map. So I hope we can see a bit of a better showing out of them. That still said, one of Energy's favorite maps is Mirage, so I'd expect them to still be really strong. And I mean, as much as I love my former comrades in Pulse, I'd still call this an Energy win.
Yeah, well, at the moment, your 2-0 call sounds very likely here at the moment. Look, I think there's a good chance here for Pulse to pull this one back 1-1. They're very good on this map. Although there's something quite interesting that you did mention to me yesterday. The fact that Pulse hasn't actually practiced this whole week, if I'm not mistaken. Like, they've had some personal issues.
Yeah, Aeon, the in-game leader, actually, just a little bit before DGC last year, had to have a couple of eye operations because he was basically going blind, which is something you don't want as an esports player.
Yeah.
So I mean, if anybody saw him playing at DGC, he was like sitting with his like nose against the monitor, which looks very odd. But he's been having a little bit of trouble with it again lately, like severe migraines, that sort of thing. So it's put them in a bit of a situation where they're not really been able to practice as much as they would like. That still said, I think even if they had practiced more, energy probably still would have destroyed them on Cobble.
Yeah.
On this map, though, I have a lot more hope in what the guys from Pulse can actually do. They're a very tactical team on this map. Again, you're going to see that sort of slow style out of them. I mean, I guess you could liken them to sort of like a Luminosity or a Navi sort of style of play, where they'll play defaults, play very slowly, and then kind of wait for those picks and then move based off of that. I mean, Energy seem to be sort of a very frenetic team. They seem to like to go early with their pushes. They seem to, when they rotate sort of, wholesale in a way. And those are two very contrasting styles. On a map like Cobble, that sort of quick style really does work better to your advantage, because that especially that B site on the T spawns are a little bit closer. You can actually get almost out of that long area before the CTs can get there. So, if you're a rushing sort of team, you're going to get into that side easily.
Yeah. Well, you see, that's the thing as well. Like, I'm just wondering, kind of what is Energy gonna bring out of the box? Yeah, compared to how they used to play this map. Look, I mean, I have to go like kind of dig in the archives. The last time I actually covered Energy playing Mirage was quite some time ago, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I did cover them on Overpass and Cash, and Cobble, but their Mirage game is interesting one. Look, I mean, Cobble also is a bit of a surprise to me. I have kind of lost a little bit of touch on what is Energy's favorite map, and by the looks of it, they're definitely favoring that Cobble, which is in itself also an interesting map. There's very few teams that actually favor that map. So, look, I'm really looking forward to see what this map holds. I mean, specifically from a Pulse point of view, I think that I'm favoring them to actually win this map because they know it inside out, and the only concern I've got is the fact that Energy might have done a little bit of homework, studied them out, maybe, kind of looked at like past VODs or demos from DGC or casts, etc., and figured Pulse out. And we don't know. Maybe Pulse has kind of kept to that style of play that they play on Mirage generally.
No, they have actually, as far as I know, changed it up quite a bit on this map of late, because they were actually sort of having that issue of being sort of found out with what their default was and what their playstyle was. So it has been a little different recently. What I'm sort of used to seeing out of Energy on this map on T side is they tend to go for mid control, so look to sort of push three guys out top mid, smoke off window, have a guy sitting low as maybe a guy either sitting ramp or sitting towards B, and they'll kind of execute based on mid. You'll also see like maybe a little bit of a heavier sort of shall I say, bias towards the B side than you'll see with a lot of other teams. They like to go B on eco rounds, on force fire rounds, and also just as a when they're looking to play fast, they're going to go B.
Okay.
What you'll see out of the Pulse guys, on the other hand, again, a much slower play style. They'll probably sit and wait quite a bit in the map. Just play a little bit forward, probably put a guy lowers, maybe put two top mid, and then either have 2 ramp or 2B, depending on where they're going to be executing. The thing you'll find with a lot of teams is when you figure out where their lurk is, you've got a very good idea of where they're going. In the case of Pulse, that's very difficult to figure out because they don't actually have a player you could call a lurk. So, if you kill one guy on this map, you're not really sure, are there more guys there? Are they on the other side of the map? That's a little harder to figure out. Energy, on the other hand, they tend to have somewhat of a hard lurk. So, that's a more sort of traditional play style, and what you find with that is you can kind of read where they're going to go based on, if you kill the lurk or if you spot him.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
Map changing. What is this?
That's two. We've been fed the incorrect information. Well, that whole conversation has just kind of moved.
Been invalidated, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll suck quite a bit. I mean, we've had this whole kind of theory crafting going down, and on Mirage, and if we're going to be playing Dust 2 now, I'm going to be like, what? Like,
well, that puts it totally out of the window, because I mean, Dust 2 is actually, I mean, it's a T-sided map. It's an aim-heavy map. It's not there's not a lot of like very smoke-heavy executes that you can do that are going to guarantee you like a bomb plant or a round win even. So
yeah.
you know, it's a very, very different style of map. I guess we'll see. I mean, they might also just be changing the map and changing it back, or
Oh no, it's gone into Mirage.
oh, gone back to Mirage. So okay,
Wow,
jumping to
that was
conclusions there.
that was
But then again, I think Dust 2 is actually the third map. So
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, hold on to that. Should we get to the third map in the unlikely event? I know you guys are thinking to yourself. And hey, Ghost, I'm glad to hear that I sound like you. Um, I wouldn't agree with that, but all good. So something I'd like to mention as well, with these players. Tuckbook, actually, I know him from playing Team Fortress 2 back in the day, actually with Tuckbook and with Aeon, funny enough. So it feels like a bit of a reunion on this map right now. I'm sitting in the casting booth, earning the millions and millions of units worth of 6 Grilla. And you know, the players there out in the mud, fighting it out, choking on the dust, not getting paid.
Yeah. Remember, we are highly paid professionals. Now,
Yes,
it's true, technically, we're highly paid, but not via
but just not for
esports.
this.
Yeah. No, look, I mean, I'm looking forward to this Mirage map, to be honest. I mean, just jumping back into it now, and it's interesting to hear that kind of history where Aeon and yourself and Custom go back in TF2 days. Like,
Tuckbook, actually, sorry.
sorry, yeah, Tuckbook. Talk about TF2. I've never played TF2. I played Team Fortress 1, but like right after, I think about 2 months of Team Fortress 1, I started playing CS. CS 1. Actually CS 0.2 beta. That's when and moved on to 1.3, if I'm not mistaken, where there were 4 guns. Sorry, 0.2 beta had 4 guns aside. It was 1 sniper rifle. It was a
It
pistol.
looks like we're going live, actually.
Well, sure.
So, history lesson over.
Oh, that sucked. Oh well. No, it
Geez,
should, no, it
I wanted to hear that interesting bit of history back in the days of your grandpappy.
Anyway, that being said, let's get rocking here. And just quickly having a look, it looks like that bomb is going to be moving towards the A side area here. A Tuckbook on. But this whole A side has really kind of been given to them. Interesting kind of lineup here from Energy, going for the gamble on the mid side and the retake, obviously, be a little bit more effective.
Through the smoke.
Look at that! Right through. A nice little spot.
Vac, guys, vac.
Yeah. Bomb is down though, so Pulse managed to work it out. P250 coming in from Sir Steve, taking down Nefon. Equalizes it out a bit, well, the numbers out a bit, but at the moment they're looking very strong. Energy Sports. Hulkies with that Glock. Look at that! Just coming in, getting himself another one. Facing up against Custom. He's got the bullets, but Custom gets the best of him here. He's got the kit.
Oh, okay, there's a kid on the ground. Whew, I was getting worried for him there.
Yeah, that was crazy. A little bit of a, yep, bit of a slight bug. Also realizing that overlay is covering amounts of bullets. We'll sort that out in the next game. So that was interesting there from Energy. Nice little battle there though from Pulse. Just unfortunate for them for not getting it right.
Yeah, as I said, Hulky's clutch master right at the beginning, and I mean he's proved it a couple of times, bringing it close and winning 1 or 2. But yeah, Energy actually getting the early information there, and you know, knowing that A hit's going to come in, it seems like it's a bit of a policy of theirs to actually push Palace and get some information. You see him doing it there again and getting punished for it this time.
Oh, it's interesting. Well, they forced 2 players on towards that A side area or close proximity of it. Nice little play from Tuckbook here in. So just picking up the kills with that UMP45. And 1 through the smoke. Nice little play. Here.
Yeah, so the actual save coming out of Pulse there, looking to buy the AKs up for this round, get some utility on them as well. They're going to have possibly have a slight weapon advantage on the Energy guys, but the Energy guys are definitely going to have the advantage in terms of utility. Probably not going to be a surprise to the guys though, but again with those UMP45s, they're going to have to cover some close angles and actually bring up that range just so that that armor piercing capability, the gun actually works for them.
Got the overview. Like it's going to be the case, but nice little start here for Pulse as they get themselves the 2K. They should be able to get that bomb in towards B side as we do see Nefon now rotating slowly. No, he's back in towards B with a P90. Slow play coming out from Pulse here. Standard.
Definitely, they don't look to play fast off picks like that. I mean, if you watch a lot of international teams like a NUP or a Astralis, Luminosity, these kind of guys, they'll get the picks in and they won't go anywhere. They'll just sit and wait. So I mean, you're going to see that consistently out of Pulse as well. And it didn't work for them on the last map, but it's a very different map. It might actually work for them. It looks like a B execute coming out, some smokes flying in, flashes, and off they go.
Yeah, well, here we go. So the only one sitting in that side at the moment is Nefon with the Pro 90, and the B. Well, the push still taking its time, moving in towards that balcony side area. We've got Z Hunter into the side right now. He gets the pick quickly, but then gets taken down by Zio. And a nice little comeback here for Pulse, picking up their first round within those first 3. That'll swing the economy in their favor. Put energy on an eco, likely.
I could think maybe a Force might come out. Yeah, we're seeing a Force coming out. Pistols, M4 coming out on Tuckbook because he managed to farm some money with that UMP in previous rounds. So yeah, they're actually going all in on trusting their aim, and I don't blame them. I would in the same situation as well, based on how dominant they have been.
Well, look, this Force buy at the moment can work in Pulse's favor if they just kind of take it slow and play together. I mean,
Actually got a player pushing lowers there from Energy, I think.
No, he's coming from
Okay, Cat. Apologies.
Tuckbook though. That's actually pushed past low. He's got a lot of intel that he's giving his team at the moment. So obviously they know that Pulse is playing that A side, mid side area. Good control of the mid side here at the moment for Pulse.
Here comes the big flank. It's just about to bite in the ass.
Right there, spot on. Nice little play from Tuckbook and Co. Knocking them down, and this is paying dividends here for the energy side. Response at the moment, except for Steve there with 1. Himself at 2k. Low on the HP right now. And Hulkies are just kind of seeking behind him at the moment. They want to try and get this bomb down. I think the primary focus here for extra cash.
More vac, eh? Through the smoke again.
Spam play here. Hulky's still keeping his ground, but just not good enough there on the end. Bomb goes down, so there'll be a little bit of a cash injection here for the Pulse team. Although we're seeing Z Hunter quite low on that HP, sorry, on that cash there. He'll probably pick a gun up. I'm not sure.
I think they'll buy with the money they got. I think the real difference maker in that round was actually the flank coming out from Tuckbook. They're pushing through lows all the way around and actually getting that information that nobody was towards B. So it just allowed the energy side to pincer them from 2 sides, from Cat and from Connector, and then the flank actually just paying dividends there. But yeah, we see Ziant on the P250. I mean, what am I saying? Tech 9. Apologies.
Don't worry, I'm full of mistakes as well this evening.
Long day of work.
Yeah,
All of those things.
Well, just looking kind of at the setup here from Energy, they've got quite a line setup here. Obviously, giving that A-bomb sights a little bit there. Though Zio right on top of the box, very brave. See any of the
heavy mid inference, shall I say? Oh, I just lost my words there. Apologies. But like a heavy mid-emphasis coming out from the Energy guys, actually sort of watching it from 3 angles. We're seeing the Pulse guys sort of forming up towards that top mid area, maybe looking to take it back towards A now.
Seeing that slow push there now from Pulse here on this A side here. We got one of the players, Hulkies actually, that is playing the Palace side.
Traditional sort of A execute coming out, smoking 3 areas like everybody in matchmaking knows how to do. Let's see if it works for them.
That molly just thrown in the right, or the incendiary, sorry, right time. Go, Hulky's playing, doing the work there, getting rid of Zio. So that is the A-bomb side, completely taken control of. But the smoke grenades will keep them out just for a little bit. Nice little spray down from Asperity. Well, and now Custom with the AWP. Ooh,
legs him.
Shot. Well, he lands the second one, of course, and first one just not getting the frag.
Oh, through that box, actually just peppering it on with bullets, and it looks like TC's coming in now for the flank. See if it works for him, and it does.
Play here from Energy. Kind of patiently moving in, getting the frags necessarily. But Hulkies is going to stop them in their tracks and gets himself another frag there. Nice little play. 3-2 right now, and Pulse Well, they're keeping the dream alive, and actually not a bad performance at the moment going into 6 rounds. Anything over 5 or 6 rounds on the T side, in my opinion, is good enough. They haven't changed up much of Mirage to actually swap the favor in CTs. You know what I mean? On T side, if you know.
No, not at all. We're seeing a full save now coming out from the energy guys. They're pretty broke. They chucked it all in on that round and just biting them again. Unfortunately, CT side always very difficult to keep that economy going. And we're seeing a big B emphasis coming now from the Pulse guys. The bomb actually moving pretty quickly through the top there and actually entering the site quickly, taking down Nefon, looking like they'll get the bomb plant pretty soon.
Very, very good play here from Pulse. Obviously challenging the energy side here. Good smoke off from the kitchen as well. That will keep them at bay. The retake, well, still far away. Only got Custom coming in from that short side now, moving in slowly but surely. But I think this is going to be a Pulse one. They're just getting the frags one by one.
I see a comment here saying, if this was MM, would have reported Talkbook. Yeah, so would I have. Getting some interesting back shots going.
Yeah.
So of course, it's game sense. That's how the game works. You know, you have a good inkling of where the enemy is going to be, and you're going to take that shot all day and bank on it.
No, of course. I mean, it's definitely at 100% game sense. I mean, I'm starting to learn it slowly but surely, like, you know, watching the games and so forth. Like, you know, spamming through smoke. Oh, no, he must be here. Go for the shot and boom, give myself a
Yeah, it's
frag.
just that mental image of the map in your mind. You can kind of see the angles, what's behind the smoke, and where the guy's likely to stand. But we see another save actually coming out from Energy. Only armor on one player, Deagle on Zio. And let's see if they can actually make that Deagle work for them. I mean, think of guys like Nico from eSports, players like that who just absolutely punish with a Deagle, even on eco rounds.
Oh, yes.
Oh, and there it is.
Zawandi coming out there. Nice little play there from Zio. And there is an exchange here, of course, for the Pulse guys. They've got the better rifles. Here we go. The call of the nice shot from Z Hunter. Pulling right into the trap there. But this should be a round going for Pulse because got the gun superiority at the moment. Unless we see some crazy plays from Zio.
I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, the guy's been hitting his shots all night, and although he's going to get caught maybe now, yeah.
A bit unlucky there for him, but good little play here for Pulse. 4-3 up here early in this map on Mirage on the T side. And looking at the way it's going at the moment now, we might actually see a third and final map.
Well, still early days, but yeah, Pulse keeping players alive, managing to build up some bank. I mean, if you look at the energy guys, they're all on zeros, just about. Pulling out actually the double AWP setup, which it's a bit risky on this map because, I mean, if you need to play for a retake, oh, and Custom just makes Z-Hunter sit down.
Yep.
Yeah, as I was saying with retakes, you see actually big sort of aggression coming from the energy guys. They're putting Asperity down to 29 HP.
Yep. One of the things you're working out so well here for the Pulse at the moment. One thing I've noticed also with grenades is follow the grenades and it lands. It just kind of sits there. It's there with the smoke until it starts to do a bit of irritation. Just 1 or 2 kills there, but not the end of the world.
So far, Energy proving my point to be invalid. They're not going to need to retake most likely. So you know the liability that an AWP can be on a retake is actually being negated by the fact that all the picks are going their way. And Pulse just got 2 players alive now. I mean, plenty of time left. I just don't think Energy would risk too much of actually trying to take those guns away because Energy's money is really, really low.
There's no real risk involved. Nice little pick there, but there's the exchange, the trade-off working so in Custom's favor there. Tuckbook unfortunately losing killed. And right now it's only Steve. Oh, that's the question. Yeah, he's going to back off with it. Very valuable gun to have.
It looks like they want to actually push him, so let's see if this works for them. Because I mean, if they drop 1 or 2 more guns, it might put them in a bit of trouble.
Tries to get himself a frag there, but doesn't look like it's going to be the case. 4-4. Sports pulling round back there.
So we're going to see another full buy coming out from Pulse now with the scores level. I don't know if they're going to pull out an AWP. If it's an AWP, it's going to have to be like a glass cannon most likely. So I think we're more likely to see 5 AKs, and yeah, we do full utility on them. Still energy persisting with a double AWP setup, but with the ump on Tuckbook, and I'm assuming they're gonna run Tuckbook in, like looking to maybe flank from somewhere, you know, use that weapon quickly.
Nice little frag shot there from Custom on the mid side. The Pulse already and down. So the dual AWP play, interesting one. If it'll could work out for them. Nefon obviously checking the B side here with down that balcony with the AWP. Hulky's playing on dangerous grounds. Trying to challenge that AWP.
Well, this double AWP setup is actually a very valid thing to do on this map, because I mean, you can kind of hold those choke points and you can kind of keep them at a distance, and as long as you're hitting your shots, it's great. It's just if you lose a round or if you're in a retake situation, then it's very difficult because it's so expensive to buy it again. So, you know, if you can keep on a roll, keep your rounds going, it really works to your advantage. But should you lose a round or lose too many players, then you put yourself in a bit of a hole financially. So right now they've got the early pick. There's 45 seconds left. It looks like we're going to see some B commitment coming out of the Pulse guys, and let's see if they can get the early pick. They actually seen his foot and put him down quickly, with Breach coming in quickly now.
Yeah, nice little play here from Pulse. They're going to try and push for more. Custom, though, quite effective for the AWP. That's a 2K for him, so he's in the position to try and retake here. Solo style, and there we go. Make that 3. He's going to try and go in for the 4th one. Z Hunter still around with the AWP. It's a 2-on-1 right now, favoring the T side, and bang! There we go. Custom picks up the ace. Fantastic little play there from him.
Yeah, excellent play from Custom. Custom 14-4 right now, so he's just absolutely carrying his team on this map. I mean, Nefon actually with 0 kills, but I mean, I think that's again coming down to the fact that his ping is pretty bad at the moment. But yeah, on the SSG side, we're seeing Z Hunter kind of taking up the rear with 3 kills, while Hulky's is on 9 at the top. But not quite as a severe arrangement as on the energy side, where you got 14-0.
Oh, well, it's a change up. Aussie buy coming out here from Pulse at the moment. Hard pressure. Nice little spam through the smoke there from Zio. And look at Tuckbook on the right position, but just couldn't get himself for 2K. The hard play from Zio here with the USPS. Just coming in there, getting it done. Picking up effectively. Ooh, is he going to go in for the knife? And gets him. Bang. Nice little one here from Energy Sports. Retake working out in their favor there. They did lose 2 guns, but I don't think it's the end of the world, as their finances are also little dwindling, but I think it'll be fine.
A bit of money in the bank there for TC, getting that knife in. Of course, for the Pulse guys, that's what they wanted. They wanted that bomb plant. Not the knife, of course. They just wanted that bomb plant so they can get the full buy and get the rifles on their side. Again, no AWP on their side, so I'm guessing the money just slightly too low, not really looking to risk going with the glass cannon. But as you see, Custom on the single AWP, and as I said before, it's very difficult to keep the double AWP setup going. You know, with the guys dying, they're not actually able to afford a second AWP again.
A little bit of spam play on that mid side there from Energy. So it's really doing much of a difference. Those see Pulse kind of themselves up. They'll take will step up the pace on this B side push. Nice little molly here from Nefon, getting himself in the right position. So Steve coming out as well, gets himself the frag, and here we go, B-side breach, but there is a CT player lurking around. Let's see if they can keep it going. Pulse, unfortunately not. The retake just too strong, too powerful right now here for the likes of Pulse. The Z Hunter, once again, the last man left. But a world of clutching to do. That was close. Saw that. That was super close.
Energy looking a little bit greedy for the kills there and almost being punished for it. I kind of think the mistake there Pulse made was Steve actually went for that bomb plant before realizing whether the site was actually clear or not, because that smoke was, I think it was a bit of a fail smoke on their side. It kind of allowed the Energy players to just sort of circle the site and shoot him in the back while he's planting the bomb. And that, from there, just all fell apart. Really well played to Energy, but it's a little fundamental error there coming out of the Pulse guys, and particularly so Steve.
Right now we got
Push
another
coming out of Tuckbook, yeah, actually getting some information on that ARAM side.
MP, so he predicted the go coming out here. Bit of a quasi buy more so from Pulse. One here with the AWP. Tuckbook also getting himself in the right position there, knowing that there possibly might be one in that palisade area. Well, that bomb is sitting into Inside, but they're going to have to be careful for the likes of Custom with the AWP. He's super sharp with it. Shot though, unfortunately. Go in. Knows that
Flash
they
not
are.
really working for him that time.
Look
Oh,
at
what a
this.
shot.
No Scopus though. He's going to come in with a P250 and knock him down, and that's a 3K there for Custom. Definitely, like you said, he's carrying this team at the moment. 8-4. Starting to show for energy.
Yeah, clearly Mirage is actually Custom's playground, and maybe it's custom made for him. I don't know. Bit of dufts.
Nice
Yeah,
one.
but we see Fullby coming out from on the side of Pulse again, although we see the AWP in the hands of Z Hunter, so let's see what he can do with it. Maybe he can open up things for his team, but going for that early peek, and Hulky's getting punished there by Custom.
There's a risk peeking that ramp side and play in favor for Pulse at the moment here. Bomb is like sitting outside that B side area. Inclination is to put in towards that B side here. Slow play right now. Might be at the expense of Pulse at the moment. Espiritido doing quite well on that mid side, getting the frag there of Custom, but the AWP is out of play.
The guys from Energy actually putting big emphasis on that lowers, chucking 2 grenades and 2 mollies just to keep off Aeon. Not really working for them. One of their players getting shot in the back. But so far you got to favor Energy here, and with another kill going to TC, putting down Z Hunter, you got to say that things look pretty good for them. The 2 Pulse players sort of slowly walking this B, but I think we'll probably see some sort of rotation coming in as soon as there's a flash or a footstep. And yeah, here comes the rotation. So they didn't even have a chance to get into the site. You're going to see a shutdown coming out of TC, and bomb dropped already.
A little bit of an unfortunate one there for Sir Steve and co, and that bomb is down. Do about it as the CTs have rotated in to take control. Aeon make the call to try and challenge. There are 2 CTs though, well 3 of them actually. Quite low in the HP.
Very low, yeah.
Might be able to clutch here if he gets himself a 1 or 2 picks. This little spam play down there. It's itself a solid shot. But he's just going to wait it out with the AK-47 rather. Well, there we go. 9-4 right now. Energy looking in a good position once again.
Yeah, Pulse again want to like pull out at least 1 more round, if not 2, to actually make this competitive. I mean, you can win on this map with 4. I mean, it's happened many times before, even for Pulse. But
Yeah.
double AWP coming out again. You're going to see Nefan with that AWP towards the B site and Custom on the A site, and they're just looking to shut this down again, hold those angles. SSG would be best. SSG, what am I saying? That's what Pulse used to be called. My apologies. I'm still getting used to it, guys. They would look. They would definitely be well advised not to actually be taking those early peaks like they've been doing, because they've been consistently just feeding Custom on that A site.
Looking pretty tough right now for the Pulse guys. I think the B side is probably going to be the better option here for them. Be a little bit more successful on that B side right now. Little push up coming in from Custom, but
Quite a risky play, but he's going to have to hit a shot. If he hits a shot, he'll be okay. But should he miss it? Oh, and player actually goes down there, lowers to Zian to Tuckbok, actually just overextending, and TC getting another back shot.
moment, Custom has backed off in towards that connector. Spirity doing the work here for Pulse right now. So Pulse in a good position, right? 4 on 3, although Spirity quite low in the HP. Hunter following suit with 67.
Bring it back towards the A side, going for a classic sort of A execute now with the smokes raining in. Let's see. Not much utility on the side of Energy, except they do have that Molly, which they're going to chuck in now to just try to slow things down.
Lovely bugs when you try and follow Smoke Grenade, but we see Custom also doing the work.
Oh, and Asperity getting that shot through the smoke.
Battles at the moment here. Nice little play there from Yo.
Yeah, just raining headshots yet again, coming down to those clutch moments, and the Energy guys showing their big match temperament and just shutting out Pulse yet again. So score 10-4 now. We're going to actually see an auto sniper on Tuckbok, so nice cheeky play from him there, but I mean, that's the kind of player he is. He's very confident, and Actually, Nefon hanging on to that AWP as well. So 3 scoped weapons, yeah, and a Mac 10 on Sir Steve, as well as a UMP on Aeon. So they're going to really look to rush somewhere close and try to make those weapons work for them. Big mid aggression coming out of Tuckwalk and actually getting a kill for it. Just trading off there.
Oh, look at that. He gets the shot. He should be able to finish him off with a deagle there, which he does. It's a 4-on-2 right now. Looking very, very easy here for the energy guys. They should be able to take it. Hulky's also right in that corner, getting just completely burnt out there. Managing to get away with 15 HP. Not really suitable predicament.
One of those situations you're kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't. You know, if he moves there, he gets shot. But if he stays, he gets burnt. What do? You
run.
You roast.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, roast or run, dude. That's how it is. Double R. One unfortunate one. Well, he comes back to get the frag on the custom though, so that's quite cheeky of him. He knows Zio's both of them quite low in the HP, but extremely difficult here. Oh, look at that. Sprays him through the boards. But not good enough as TC picks up the auto sniper. 11-4 for Energy Esports here, and they are cruising towards the second map win.
Yeah, things going Energy's way. It looked like Pulse were in it for quite a bit of that, you know, the first half of the first half, so to speak. I mean, they were leading at one point, but Energy just closing it out there. I think that once they had the money to afford the double AWP setup, they're actually able to just close it out with Custom really going big for his team. 20 for 7 at the moment. Terrible cricket score, but in Counter-Strike, it's a pretty damn good score.
Well, look, I mean, it's...
A B-rush coming out of Energy, just going quick towards that B side.
Oh, and then all of a sudden,
lowers,
juking it and going lowers. Yeah, no, they're going to be going lowers here. So this is going to be interesting. They've got a couple of smoke grenades that can help them out.
I think it's a bit of a fake coming out here, actually. They're trying to force the rotation towards A with the 2 players running lows, but looking at the guys on Pulse, they haven't really moved. Although it's Steve's move now that he's been put into the ground.
Move off the... good start here for Energy Sports on the pistol round as they take control of that B side. Very clever play from them here. Unexpected, to be honest, the pistol round. And Tuckbook lining himself up here for a couple of frags. He's going to try and go in for the second one, but it's taken down by Aeon. Then gets the support here, and it's a good round here for Energy. Verity, the last one left. Possibility of a clutch, very unlikely, but he's got the distance weapon here, so it might work for him.
29 HP, I don't see it.
But impossible. Look at this cheeky little play here from Nefon coming in, but there we go.
Yeah, jump shots. He thinks he's a cold zero or something, yeah?
Oh, the cold zero spots is around the corner, really.
Yeah, why not? Just jump and shoot. It works on Mirage, guys.
Oh. Seems to be a Mirage thing.
It does, yeah. But it's very strong there on that B side. But Energy now 12-4 up. AK coming out on Zio, so looking to put it to work, and the Pulse guys forced to actually do the force fire because they don't have the rounds in hand to actually bring this back. Yep,
unfortunately not. So we see the force by their armor and ES57s. Well, they do a little bit of a gamble move. No, it looks like they're just going to stick to the standards. Not a bad pistol to use actually on defense, specifically with armor. So Energy Sports moving in slowly into the, actually quite rapidly. In towards this B-bomb site, getting the frags necessary. Nice little play from Hulky though, but look at Zio coming in and getting himself BK there quite quickly. Aware of Asperity, so he will go down and drop that gun. Fun, we'll just close it off there. 13-4, 3 players left. None of them actually picked up the AK. Or, no, they missed it.
I don't think they'd be too worried. I mean, they know they're gonna be playing against the full save now, so they're just gonna be looking to farm money with that Mac 10 on Tuckbok and the Ump on TC. But yeah, 13-4 at the moment, so not much Pulse can seemingly do against the Energy onslaught. Energy playing it very fast, as we said they would, and it's just working totally to their advantage now. Big mid aggression actually coming out of the Pulse guys, leaving TC in a bit of a bind here.
I'm sure you can pick off 1 or 2. He's actually doing quite well. It picks off the 2K here and might go down to Aeon, but as you can see the Energy guys prancing in towards the A bomb side area here, taking control. The bomb will go down. Only got last 2 Z Hunter and Hulkies left that are going to try and see if they can take maybe a few guns here from them. There are 2 AKs available, up for grabs, but likelihood of those two guns being close by is much. However, Hunter back towards the A ramp area, you might be able to get a pick there on custom.
Well, flash working for Hulkies, but not actually finding the kills. They're going to put him down pretty soon. And so they do. Hunter managing to actually get an AK, but I don't think he's going to be long for this world with TC coming around the corner and he finds him.
It's a bit unfortunate he couldn't keep that AK, but 14-4 right now. Energy Sports cruising towards that 16 round mark. We might see the same score card as what we did, scoreboard did in the previous round here, 16-4. See if Pulse can defend it off now.
Full M4 A1S is coming out on the side of Pulse. Pretty limited utility. Also no helmet on the side of Z-Hunter. But then again, does it really matter against AKs? Well, Energy hanging on to those SMGs and hoping to actually farm some more money.
Obviously trying to play that short play here. A little bit of a late rotation here coming in from Nefon with that P90, but he's taken down quickly. Managed to Sir Steve quite a bit. Verity also catching TT off guard there. So nice little play here from Pulse, managing to get 2 quick frags.
Player then ladder him, actually looking to catch him, and he does.
None of the exchanges there. Z-Hunter.
Caught with a nade in the hand.
Custom there with a great big nade in the hand. It's a 3-on-2 right now with Zio and Tuckbook, 2 good strikers of the bullets.
Don't judge him. Maybe he likes having nades in his hands. Oh, and actually the cheeky little rotate coming in here. Managing to completely outflank the Pulse team and getting that B site for free.
But though there is Z-Hunter around the corner, he's got full HP. Bomb will go down, so look at that.
Oh, and the jumping headshot.
Jeez. Crazy play right now. Look at the Steve is going to be in a spot of trouble right now, and does go down to Zio, and Zio is setting up a crossfire right now here with Tuckbook, so this is going to be really, really difficult for Z-Hunter coming in. Look at this.
That molly ready to just make it impossible.
Yep.
Good play from him there.
Oh, Z-Hunter managing to get the frag here, but Tuckbook's going to try and just give him a little bit here and give him the round. Oh, and he gets himself the quick frag with the MAC-10 and picks up the M4. And wow, amazing little play there from Energy. That sealed them the game. Yeah,
that rotate back through the window there, window room back towards B, just completely catching Pulse by surprise there, and the guys not being ready for it at all. So we see a very weak buy now with Energy on match point. They got everything they need on the side of Pulse. They're poor. Don't have too much, and gonna struggle here, but
unfortunate. I kind of saw probability of Pulse taking this one to be quite high, but it seems like Energy are just really done the homework here and done a very, very good job at it as well, you know. Another 16-4 coming out here potentially for them. A little bit of spam play from Tuckbook through that balcony side area as they ready themselves up. We see Zio coming in from the board side. Finally, there's a little bit of a response from Hulkies here, but not good enough as Energy just take control of the B side here. And, well, they're pushing themselves straight into victory. There's nothing much that we can say, well, nothing more that we can say. 16-4 for them on Mirage, and it's a 2-0 win here for Energy Sports. Very, very well played.
Yeah, definitely really well played from them. And Custom with the 24 kills there, TC on 20, really lifting their team and helping them get that, you know, get the victory quite easily in the end. I mean, at one point, Pulse were actually looking quite dominant on their on their T side, and Energy were able to just completely turn it around with that double AWP setup. And as we saw, the Energy playing pretty fast, favoring that B side pretty heavily, getting that mid control, and then just pushing into B, repeatedly closing it out really quickly for them. And it just seemed like Pulse didn't have any answer to the quick play that we were seeing coming out of the Energy guys.
Yeah, look, I'm going to be honest here. Like I said right in the beginning, I think it was a case of individual skill and individual plays here. Having the guys in the Energy side that have got the international experience, that have got the big match temperament, etc. They obviously just outshined the Pulse guys here. There's a good thing though for Pulse in this situation. They can kind of go relook and see what they've done incorrectly. They should go do a little bit of research and how they play as a team, how they perform as a team. Also individually, maybe, you know, kind of put some practice in with regards to the aiming and so forth. Like, I know that they're very close with regards to aiming. They're either going to have to kind of take away the full-on play style of just individual plays and start focusing on very intensive strat plays, or they're going to have to like really individually start looking at their placements on maps, you know, where they breach or how they breach, etc., individually, try and counter a team like Energy, because Energy at the moment didn't have that much strat play, and in my opinion, I think it was merely just a lot of individual skills coming up from Tuckbook, Zio, Custom. You know, Nefon and TC were just playing the support roles throughout the entire match. And what more do you need when you got three high fragging guys on your team just taking control? There were one or two quite interesting little strat plays that they did do, the Energy guys, like that late rotation, that late little kind of push towards the B side that kind of won them the map. And obviously the pistol round on the second half as well, which was quite interesting. But
Yeah,
otherwise,
the kind of strat plays that you saw coming out of them weren't really pre-planned strats, I don't
yeah,
think. It was more a case of very heads-up play, looking at the situation, assessing it, and going, okay, well, this is most likely where they're going to be, so you know what, we're going to go here, and it working out. Sort of a gamble as well. I mean, the pistol round, I think that was a set play, but you know, in that last round, definitely not a set play. I just think they kind of realized, hey, wait, I can't hear anybody, I don't see anybody. Okay, let's go here, and it just worked out really well for them. I mean, on the side of the Pulse guys, yeah, definitely go back to the drawing board, but at the same time, Pulse are proving too strong for the other teams in Prem, but then we are seeing that Energy are definitely a tier above the likes of Pulse. I mean, coming into this, I don't think anybody was too sure what to expect, because guys haven't seen too much of Pulse lately, and at the same time haven't seen too much out of Energy, because these games haven't actually been covered anywhere. So, you know, I mean, Energy, I think everybody would have picked them to win for sure. And I mean, just again, as you said, showing with that sort of strength of their players, the raw aim that they have, just shutting Pulse out completely. Pulse did have some nice players on Mirage, but they looked a little aimless on Cobble on that T side. They just didn't seem to know really where to go, and I think that was a very canny map pick from the guys on Energy, making sure to actually shut them out on the first map, pick a map that they're just not going to be comfortable with, and kind of force them to play it, and it really worked to their advantage. We saw on the second map, you know, it was much more even in the first half until those double orbs came out, and I mean, I'm sounding like a bit of a broken record here, apologies, but you know, that I think the double off was kind of the difference maker on this map that just kind of enabled them to pull out that comfortable lead, build their bank. And I mean, on this map at least, Mirage, they seem to definitely manage the economy a lot better than the first map. So they weren't in those sorts of situations where they were forced to buy SMGs. They could buy fully most of the time, and they had the utility. And you know, on a map like Mirage, the utility really comes into play big time, and it really worked for them. But yeah, I think Energy now would be taking over that sort of top spot in. Yeah, they've got a game in hand, so I think they'll be sitting even with Pulse at the moment, but they'll be taking over the top spot. I'm pretty sure. I doubt any of the other teams will be able to sort of live with them.
Yeah.
And I guess a lot of fans just have to look at it and go, well, hey, you know, we probably would like Energy to be in something like Masters, to see them in a strength versus strength competition with the other guys. You know, that they theoretically would match up against. But unfortunately, the format of the competition, or for whatever reasons behind the scenes stuff, you know, it's not giving us that yet. So, you know, let's hope there are some changes in the future so we can kind of see those strength versus strength matchups. I mean, we want to see Energy versus Bravado, but can't happen right now. So we have to wait for you know, third party lands and, you know, stuff that's not Telkom. But for now, I think it was a great game, especially the second map. The first map, I mean, you just saw that strength of Energy. Second map, there was some interesting play, but Energy ultimately proving too strong.
Yeah. No, I look. I mean, there's not anything more I can really kind of add to that, to be honest, because I mean, just kind of talking about the Pulse guys, like specifically, like, and for some of the viewers out there that are captains or players, etc. I think there are three things that like teams need to consider when trying to compete at the top level. Like, one is, and there are very few of them, unfortunately, is get a coach. Get a really experienced coach, a coach that can do the research and can do the IGL and like, well, the in-game leading, and be that IGL that you need as well. Like, I think having your IGL still in the team is or can be a little detrimental for the squad. But I think the potential is just almost endless for when you start to adapt a coach, because now you as a team can focus on your individual play styles and your individual skills. The coach can actually go do the research for you and research with you with regards to how to counter the likes of Energy or the likes of Bravado or the likes of whoever. Like being someone like Pulse, for instance, or another up and coming team. Then just that being said, like also when talking about a coach, like that coach needs to be respected by the players. That's the first and foremost. If you're gonna have a coach that's not respected by the players, don't even bother because it's not gonna work. Then the other thing is homework. Like literally, I think CS:GO has become such a like hectic, research intensive sport that probably about 60% of actual playing CS:GO is done behind the scenes, the books. Looking at plays, looking at counter strats, looking at how your opponent plays, doing all sorts of research, etc.
Yeah,
And
I'd definitely agree with you there. The only thing is, again, and we probably sound like a broken record because we've spoken about this a lot in our casts, is that with that research component, you really do need to do that. But how do you do that in South Africa? Where do
it
you find
is it is a
demos?
challenge. It
It's
is
a
a
bit difficult. I mean, people crying out for it from the major tournament organizers, and so far, the guys have not really obliged yet. I'm sure that tournament organizers like Telkom are aware of it and they want to do it, but it's not always something that's easy for them. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, when we're at that point, Telkom being a great company, very proactive with esports and putting on things like DGL and DGC for us, and we appreciate that. But the next step of it is, I think a lot of guys would like to see access to demos and access to stats so that players and spectators alike can watch those Go TV demos. As a spectator, comment on the back shots. As a player, see what the tendencies of your opponents are. And I mean, those sort of strat heavy teams, it would certainly work for them. I think the sort of more aim heavy teams, it might not work. It might not be that helpful for them. But it can only grow the team if you have that access. When you're talking about coaches as well, that's also something that in South Africa I think is, as it's a great thing,
Yeah.
but it's not something we're going to see too much right now because I mean, everybody wants to play. If you're a great in-game leader, you're going to want to actually be playing. Internationally, it's becoming a thing. I mean, you look Threat and NIP, that sort of thing, but it's difficult to adapt that to South Africa just because if you want the coach to actually call, I mean, the Telkom DGL rules do allow you to do it, but it doesn't. Most guys are going to look and go, "Oh, hey, I'd rather be playing. I don't want to be, watching from the sidelines or whatever." I think as more money gets into the sport, and I mean, DGL Masters is a great thing because it actually monetizes it, makes it worth its while for the players. The guys might actually get paid at the end of the year, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
I mean, as more money comes into it, more sponsors, I think that'll become a viable thing. But I think in South Africa, we're realistically at least a year or two away from kind of having that solid in-game leader coach role. But yeah, I think we've spoken quite a bit. My voice is going to give out, and I don't have any bad jokes left. So
Well, look, I mean, I just wanted to add to that third and final thing, really. Like, I mean, obviously the coach is a big role, the research, etc. Going into the whole when we were talking about it. Like, look, I mean, Telkom did release the demos for the Masters, so they are working on getting this more out there to the actual general public. But that being said, though, like the last thing that to me is generally a big thing as well is specifically preparation. I think it's all got to do with preparation. Yes, you've done your research. Yes, you got your coach, etc. That you guys are doing fantastic. But individually, preparing yourself psychologically for every single game that you play, I think that's something that is starting to become more and more prevalent. Like when I look at some of the events that have taken place, like last year and this year and stuff, and I actually look in the players' faces, like at these events, you can see that they are psyching themselves up in the correct manner. They are becoming more psychologically involved with this game, which is great. And I think just the like getting those three elements into your actual team play. Also, another thing with regards to research is watching the international scene, seeing what these guys are doing, what sort of plays are coming out from them. I mean, if you look at Astralis and Fnatic, yes, fantastic. They're individual players, they're fantastic, and they do really good. Like, but they're not that strat intensive. Look at NIP at the last big GMAC event, which was at Malmo. They did some interesting stuff there, which was that what was it? The anti-eco buy, or sorry, the anti-force buy strat. Now, I've spoken about that in the past, but in any case, these are all sorts of components that you as a team want to do when going forward. You don't want to just sit there and go, "Oh no, it's fine. We'll just beat them." If you really want to get top position, you need to go back and think, how do you kind of change it? But anyway, that's
For sure.
that's
Yeah,
my
no,
last little bit.
absolutely. I mean, that's something I think a lot of the top guys do. I mean, you'd be surprised how much. Well, you wouldn't be surprised, but maybe some of our viewers would be surprised. You know, you being a former Prem player as myself. You know, there's a hell of a lot of preparation that goes into it, and you know, guys do it in different ways. But you know, all of those components I think is very valid. And I mean, if guys are looking to get better, definitely, you know, what you said is the way to go about it. But hey, guys, we'd like to thank you for watching tonight. Pity the games weren't a bit closer, but you know, we appreciate you guys watching. I think the YouTube platform has been really good for us. No
Yeah.
lag or audio issues. So you know, thanks for joining us tonight, and we hope to see you next time we cast a game.
Yes. Just that being said, quick thank you to Telkom as well for the great match this evening, or hosting this match. And then, guys, please follow us on Twitter there, Nathan Slubbert, myself, Burning Red, and then, of course, Mike Extreme, that has just recently joined Twitter. So please go and follow him as well. It'll be awesome.
Hugs and
And
kisses.
yeah, have a good evening, guys. Cheerio.
Cheers.